Yeah, I feel good. I wasn't. There were times when we were a little frustrated. You could see that we are getting a little worn out in that second game, and it's been a while since we played a doubleheader, so it just takes a lot out of you, and you could feel that. I think by both teams the second game, but our pitching staff has been outstanding. Our defense has been outstanding. The exciting news here is Sid Sanders is starting to get hot, and that's fun to see, especially lower in the lineup. We manufactured runs when we needed to, but our defense and our pitching again is really maintaining for us.
And then sticking with the pitching, Alex specifically, what is it that's made her so effective this year? And how have you seen her even evolve, through the course of the season?
I think it has a lot to do with her training and what Coach Rocha has been teaching her, and a lot of the mental game. Something maybe she hasn't done too much of, but we've done a lot with her and talking a little bit about process and pitch by pitch and so forth. And I think the pitching staff around her, I mean, you can't not be good or you're going to be kind of standing on your own island. So it's the pitchers pretty much like come along with us. That's all of us. And I'm sorry, and you can feel even that from our freshman Kirsten Deal. Just they don't want to disappoint. They're kind of, I think they feel like the dream team in their own pitching way.
And you talked last week about their sort of personalities and the way that they mesh together. What about the way that they throw and how tough that is for another team to deal with when you've got three pitchers of this caliber who are all a little bit different?
If I put us in that situation, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of practice, it's a lot of moving your pitching machines, it's trying to simulate these pitchers, but not many people can. So that's really to their advantage. I think when you're having to prepare a plan for three elite pitchers and a lefty freshman who can come in and do her job could be a nightmare for some teams. And I think we're finding that playing itself out.
Talk about the senior class a little bit. Just what's the impact they've had on this program been like?
Well, two have been with me from the start, and that's Grace Green and Grace Lyons. And Green and Lyons have been, I think they're, I guess, the golden girls of this team right now. They've been through a lot of national championships. They've been on victorious sides quite a bit throughout their career here. I still will tell you Grace Green, Grace Lyons right now is to me the best shortstop in the country. Grace Green, behind the scenes, is a glue for our team. She is kind of that calm, motherly advice. She's dealt with arm injuries and injuries her whole career, but she stayed with us and she brings more value than anybody would know.
What stands out about Kansas, looking at them a little bit coming up this weekend?
They're feisty, they're feeling it. And I don't know if people know, but Jen McFalls, our head coach, was one of my first assistants long, long ago, and she was on the Olympic team as well. I think it was '96. And she's developed a very good team, hardworking, fearless team. They can swing it. They've got good pitching. This is probably one of her best teams in a while. And you can see it. I've watched them play, and they've taken some good teams to the very end. So we're going in preparing ourselves for what I think is going to be one of their best seasons ever.
What do you remember about her from back then?
Everything I just said. Feisty. She's a leader. She is just very athletic, but very calm at the same time. She's feisty, but she has a very cool demeanor. I mean, when I watched her play, I'm like, I'm just going to go out the heck of it. I'm just going to try to ask her if she might be interested in coaching, because she was in lives in the Dallas area. And I was lucky to grab her, but Olympics were calling her, so I couldn't keep her, and understandably. But I'm happy she stayed in coaching because I just really think she's good for the game.
And going back to Grace Green a little bit, what does it say about her, the way that she's handled all of that stuff that you mentioned, going through the injuries, the role changes, and things that she's been through during her career and sticking with it?
Yeah, she loves this program, dedicated to this program, and I'm so appreciative of that. She also met her husband here. So she is one of the first athletes I've ever had that's married on the team, which is really kind of weird. And she's like, oh, my husband and I. I'm like, what? She always has such a genuine attitude. She's one of the nicest, greatest people that I've ever met. So as a player, she was raised right. Her family's wonderful. I mean, everything about her is just OU softball.
Going back to Alex a little bit, she seems to play with just such intensity when she's out on the mound. Talk about that a little bit. Is that something you noticed back when she was at Michigan, and just what has that added to the staff?
Yeah, I did. I saw her do some of that at Michigan. She pitched a lot out there. When we played in the fall, she struggled some, so those actions weren't very extreme. She wasn't really playing it up big. And then when the light bulb went on and everything started clicking, then you started to see her passion. And I think Jordy can bring that out of people sometimes, but Alex kind of has that as well. Nicole is a little bit smoother, not as, ripping off my mask. She doesn't wear a mask, but I think that's just, they all have their own signatures, and Alex really developed that. I saw that a lot as we started the season.
Patty, I know we've talked about a lot this year, the way that y'all get treated on the road, things like that. Now you're at a point in the season, you're going to be in Oklahoma the rest of the way, barring something crazy. But just what does that mean to have to sort of, I know it's not the end of the regular season, but another benchmark. You all can stay close to home the rest of the way.
This has been a tough season of travel. I think our team would tell you that. They've been troopers. They really have. So I've been really proud of that. And I know the signature is when you get home that you can dump all your clothes out, zip up your suitcase, and put it away. And I know a lot of them don't because they know we're leaving in 4 more days. But now truly they can do that. And that's a sign of like we're home now. And I know they're starting to really be excited about that. But at the same time, a little bit sad because it's happened so fast. So this is already our last home weekend, and they're like, where have we been? I'm like, on the road for 3 weeks. So midweek to LSU. So there's no rest for the weary, but I've got to find a grind for them. I have to, because when we play at the World Series, it really leans a lot in our favor. And then it's a little bit easier to play in that. But I need them to feel what it means to not be easy. And I think they're going to be feeling that next weekend, as well as LSU and a few other places that we've been to. So I like how the schedule's played out, and I think they've handled it really well.
Obviously, I was going to say, obviously, with some of the other results this weekend, you can clinch the conference this weekend here. Just what that would mean to do it at home and for the seniors on senior day and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we just want to win,
Right.
And we're not talking about, okay, look, if we do this, we clinch. We want to go. The mission is to go undefeated. That's what they want. So if we clinch it here, that's not going to be super meaningful to them. They want to do it the right way and see it completely through. So I think they're excited to be home, but they're also excited to walk into an environment that is going to be rough. And I think it brings out their fire and it brings out the best in them.
You talked earlier about Sid's resurgence here lately. I know a few weeks ago we sort of saw it maybe coming a little bit, but the consistency seems to be there a little bit more now. What's been your perspective on the way she's developed?
Her face looks different. I think just relieved. Before it was kind of deer in the headlight. It was, I got to, I have to, I must, instead of, hey, let's go. And it's quite more comfortable. It's better vision, like better pitches that she's swinging at. She's not rushing. She's not walking out with her head down after her at bats. I mean, it was just really kind of hard to watch her when she was in that space. But now her defense is better, her offense is better. I mean, she's really having more fun, and you can see that in her body language and in her face.
How did how did y'all help sort of bring her to that point?
Just keep encouraging her, but really, she's tired of it. I mean, she was a top 3 freshman of the year last year, and that's a jinx. I'll tell anybody, like, don't wish that upon your players, because then it's just the pressure of being better. And once she kind of figured out, like, this isn't worth it, everything started to change. And I think she's just a happier person and enjoying softball. And it's really been key for us. She's really been hot and she's having a blast. Better late than never.